Welcome back to the Emerald Isle and welcome back to Dublin. Hi, it's Craig. Welcome back to Craig's Life and welcome back to the Emerald Isle. I'm here once again in Dublin. I was in Dublin for just south of Dublin for a few days last week, but I didn't review that hotel because it was a Clayton hotel and I've reviewed one and it was very similar to the one I had reviewed, so I didn't bother. But this time I'm in the centre of Dublin and this is a Moxy hotel. Now, I've wanted to stay in a Moxy hotel for a while. It's part of the Marriott group, and I also had a look at some of the reviews in this hotel before I checked in, which is something I don't usually do. I just look at the score. But there's a few things that some people were having a little bit of a whinge about. Why don't you have a look and see what you think? This is the view we see as soon as we walk into the room. Now, the building itself is relatively new. This is quite a funky, retro, upbeat, modern, young, fresh hotel, I'd like to put it as. And it'll become apparent when you have a closer look at the room. Now, if you see, this is what we see as we walk into the room. It's not the biggest room. It's also not the tidiest, the straightest of the bed, because I had no housekeeping last night. To be honest, I didn't need it, which is unusual because the night before I did have housekeeping, but I didn't last night. This is actually the third night I've been here. So we have a rather nice large double bed and it's very, very comfortable, and it's got a nice headboard going right the way along with lights and separate little reading lights. You've got power sockets on both sides, and the little shelves there have got LED lights in them which shine through, which I rather like. Interestingly, that one there has got a USB socket in the plug socket, but the one on the opposite side actually doesn't, which doesn't matter really. Over here we've got a nice, very large TV, looks like a 42-inch. Here we've got tea and coffee making facilities and an old retro style telephone. Here it is the push button rather than those rotary dial, which I suppose most younger people today won't have a clue how to use those. But it's nice to see one of those. And just over here has got all my stuff thrown on it. But we've got quite a nice comfy chair with a separate footstool. So if we just turn back and have another look at the room, we can see it's not a bad room at all. This is one of the things that some of the people were complaining about is that there's no wardrobe space. You've just got this rack here with some hangers. As you can see, I've just hung my shirt straight on a hanger with a nice mirror there. There's a luggage rack for my case and plenty of hangers there. There's no iron or ironing board, but there are ironing rooms on each floor. So we are currently here in room 422, and that it said to turn right out of the lift, so maybe this one could be the ironing room, but there are ironing rooms on every floor where you can actually go and use your ironing if you wanted to. So this was something that I'd read a few negative comments about. There was also negative comments about this because this is pretty centrally controlled. The air conditioning, it doesn't go lower than 20 Celsius. I found that perfectly adequate last night. Let's turn the lights on and have a little look in the wrong ones in the bathroom. There we go. So this is the bathroom. It's quite a slimline bathroom, so you've got a nice big full-size mirror. Hello, there's me. Normal little sink here with some hand wash. This is my hand towel that I've used. We've got a toilet here and my towel, which, because I didn't have housekeeping last night, is still there, but when I did have housekeeping, they left my towel there. So great, that's brilliant. Thank you for not taking my towel away. There we go, look, what's the crack? An Irish expression. And behind the door here, we've just got, that's ruffled up a little bit with the door, but we've got a nice, good size shower cubicle with the rainfall, and there's the rainfall, and also the wand as well. And you've got shampoo, shower gel and conditioner just over there. So it's a decent bathroom. Okay, yeah, I know it's dark, but here's something really cool. So if you're in bed at night and you need to get up to go to the bathroom or something, obviously it's dark, but if I swing round from the bed, these lights come on. So there are lights underneath the bed and they go right the way around the room from the bottom of the bed on both sides, guiding you to the bathroom so you don't disturb your partner. And after a minute or so, they go off. That's really, really cool. This is the view out of the window. It really isn't very much to write home about. This is a fairly new building, but there's still quite a lot of older buildings around here. You've got North Earl Street there. There's Dunn's Stores over there, very big chain over here. Supermarkets and clothing as well. And if we just look over there, there's a sign that says bed and breakfast. That's the area where I'm actually working, just down in that street just over there. We are actually north of the river. We're actually just off O'Connell Street, not far from the Ilac shopping centre, but you're only literally about a 2-minute walk away from the River Liffey. So there are some things that I've heard people having a little bit of a whinge about when I read some of the reviews. For example, when you actually walk into the building, the comment is that the reception is the bar. Well, that's not strictly true. It's at one end of the bar, which is just the reception area, and behind it is all the bar. But if you go to a Holiday Inn Express, the reception is here and then the bar is just along from it. So it's pretty much very, very similar. The other thing is that when you come out of the lift is that maybe the lights are off, because as you walk out into the corridor, the lights turn on automatically. Well, what's wrong with that? It's saving energy. So I think some of the things that some of the people were complaining about, to me, seemed a little bit superficial. As far as not having wardrobes there, let's be clear, okay? This is a contemporary style. This is a budget style price point hotel. If you're wanting traditional and you are a traditionalist in what you want from a hotel, maybe this isn't the right one for you. For me, I think this is brilliant. I think this is really funky. I like the way they've done it. It's really stylish down in the bar with the polished reclaimed wood tables and all the decor that they've got down there. I actually quite like it. If you are a Marriott member, you can actually use your Marriott points towards your bookings here. For me, I went through my usual site. For reference, this has cost me £296 for the 3 nights I've been here. I don't think that is unreasonable. What have you got going around here? Well, there's quite a lot going on in Dublin. As I say, you're only a few minutes walk away from the River Liffey and probably about 5 minutes away from the famous Temple Bar area as well. There is a word of caution for this particular area and O'Connell Street, and the area where I've actually been working is it does have a little bit of a bad reputation and it can be a little bit rough, and it's not the sort of place where you want to venture out at night alone. So if you do, just try and blend in and don't look like a tourist. Keep your phone in your pocket and work out where you're going. Because during the day, early evening, you're absolutely fine. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, but just have a little bit of an air of caution about you, is that some areas, if you get a little bit off the beaten track, they may be not quite as friendly. But I think you can say that of any major city. This is very close to O'Connell Street, which is the main street which takes you down to the River Liffey, and it's fairly safe down there. So I wouldn't get yourself in a panic. We've got the usual 2 questions. First of all, would I stay here again? And second, what score am I going to give this? Well, yes, I would. I'm quite impressed with this hotel, and I would certainly stay in a Moxy hotel again, or this one if I'm in this area. As far as the score, because I really like all the little things they've done and some of the attention to detail, I am quite happily going to give this hotel a 4. If you're wanting top-notch 5-star luxury and haute cuisine and Michelin star food in the restaurant, you're not going to get that. The food in the restaurant is actually quite nice, quite tasty. Not badly priced, but it's nothing special. It's nothing to write home about. That is another comment that I read about this hotel, is that the food wasn't brilliant. You're in a budget chain. You're in a budget brand. I've had food in Holiday Inn Express and it's only pretty basic. If you want the luxury food, there's lots of places out there you can go and have a wander to. But I thought it was actually quite reasonable, and I didn't want to wander out the day I got here because it was raining. So pretty sensible there. So overall, this is not a bad hotel at all. So this is the Moxy Hotel, part of the Marriott group in Dublin. So I hope you've enjoyed this review. I'll look forward to seeing you again right here on Craig's Life. Until then, bye.